Hello, everyone. Raymond Moore, Kilted Prepper. How's everybody doing this morning? Yep, it is Tuesday. 3 more days till the the Bushcraft and was it Bushcraft Homesteading and Preparedness Expo. Lots of great speakers, and it's going to be a lot of fun there in Kentucky. And can't wait for this. This is going to be a blast. We got like 125 classes and 300 vendor booths and stuff. So it's going to be a huge event, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Be prepared to drink from a fire hose because there's going to be a lot of information there today or this weekend, excuse me. But if you're in the Kentucky area or surrounding areas or something like that, come on out and come join us. And when you do, make sure that you stop by my table and say hi. And if you're hanging out overnight and everything, maybe what we can do is do dinner or do something like that. So, but anyways, today's show is dehydrating sauerkraut. And he's like, yeah, what? Huh? I dehydrate sauerkraut? Are you crazy? No, I'm not actually. And this is what it looks like right there, dehydrated sauerkraut. Now, why am I talking about this? Because I got some more even upstairs dehydrating. When I go speak at events, what I like to do is I like to take kind of snackies with me and let people try stuff out and everything. But one of the recipes in my book is dehydrated sauerkraut. And a lot of people is like, what? Why dehydrated sauerkraut? Folks, this stuff rocks. And you can use this on so many things, but it's interesting. It has this kind of earthy flavor, kind of sauerkrauty flavor and everything. But man, does it pack a punch. I mean, it just boing, hits you in the face, and not in a bad way, but in actually a really, really good way. And the great thing is that when I dehydrate it, I keep it about 125, so I'm able to maintain the probiotics in it and everything. But it is really good on food. If you're looking to like just kick it up a notch and really surprise your guests and everything with a flavor that will just like, what is this? Then you want to try some dehydrated sauerkraut. And it's easy to use. All you do, take some pinches out, sprinkle it, crush it up in your hands, sprinkle it, whatever. But you can put it on baked potatoes. You can put it in salads, sprinkle it over steamed veggies. I mean, French fries, that works really good on French fries. Did I mention steak? Steak, I mean, pretty much anything that you want to really just make something pop is by using dehydrated sauerkraut. But is one of the things that I'm taking with me to the expo this weekend. And what I do is I always pass this out and I tell everybody, okay, don't say anything. I want you to guess what it is, but don't say it out loud. And I've only had one person out of all the events that I've spoken at say, hey, this is dehydrated sauerkraut. But everybody else just they know the flavor, they can taste it and everything, but it's got such a unique flavor and it just pops in their mouth and everybody's like, oh wow, excuse me, this is good. Excuse me, my goodness, coffee with Ray. But super simple to make. And what I recommend is don't make the sauerkraut from the stuff in the jar or stuff in the can and everything. 9 times out of 10, you can go to your local grocery store and find sauerkraut in the bag still in the refrigerated section. That's got good positive probiotics in it. And it's super easy to make sauerkraut. All you need to do is have one of these things. This is called a Hirsch pot or a European fermentation pot. And it's super easy to use. Just cut up your sauerkraut and put it in there. Add a couple tablespoons of salt and some water. Mix it all up and just let her go. Put the lid on. And if you look at the rim has a water gutter. And what you do is you fill it full of water. And this allows the gases from the fermentation process to escape, but none of the other stuff coming back in. But this one I think is something about $39. It's a half gallon, but it's a great thing to have, is these fermentation crocks. And I don't know why I've got all of a sudden a coffee attack, but yeah, that's how I make it. I mean, you can do all kinds of things with this fermentation crock. You make pickles, of course, but peppers, like a spring medley or a veggie mix or whatever. But I make a lot of sauerkraut. I make a lot of kimchi and things. So whenever we got stuff in the garden and everything, I just throw it all in there and make a vegetable medley a lot of time. Now you can also add spices and everything, but you want to be careful using spices, because in the fermentation process, it just really brings out flavor. So maybe you want to make some sauerkraut with some caraway seed. You don't want to be adding too much caraway seed. It only takes a little bit and it'll really just pop. But for some reason, the fermentation process just makes the flavors explode. But yeah, do that. Give it a try. It's about $39 for this Hirsch pot. I have a half gallon, and then I have a 1.5 gallon Hirsch pot. And during the springtime, or when we got veggies and everything going, I make a lot of different fermented products. But the good thing is you're getting positive probiotics. It is proven. They did a study during the Spanish flu time, studying the Spanish flu, that countries who fermented or used the lactose acid fermentation process, or lactic acid fermentation process, excuse me, and did that, they did not have very much Spanish flu. So fermented foods are shown to help prevent the flu, cure the flu. And so a lot of countries that use the lactic acid fermentation process did not suffer a lot during the Spanish flu era. So if you're looking for a good healthy food, that is a great way to go. And then in fact, you can even drink the juice. A lot of people like drinking fermented cabbage juice and stuff. Good for the gut. Really gives you a lot of positive probiotics. You'll get a lot more probiotics that way than when you're using, like these pills and other things. But that's what I do. I make my own sauerkraut, and really, really good stuff. And then also, I don't know if you can see, if I can find it. Yeah, right there. There's a oxygen absorber in here. And then I use, a 500cc oxygen absorber. And these run something for like 15, 16 bucks, not much. Great to have around the house. And I use oxygen absorbers all the time. But a good thing to have if you are wanting to ferment or dehydrate. But when I dehydrate, I always put stuff in a mason jar and then throw an oxygen absorber. And you can see here, this is also resealed. There, you can't push the button down. So the oxygen absorber actually sucks the air out of the jar and helps preserve it even more. But this dehydrated sauerkraut, and it is great on a lot of foods. Again, pinch it out, sprinkle it, crush it up, do whatever. But it is a wonderful garnish that I highly encourage you guys trying and making it yourself. And you will be surprised how many things you can use on this. Put it on steak, folks. I mean, go out, barbecue some steaks and everything, crush some of this up on it and everything when you're getting ready to serve. And instead of using salt or something, use some of this, and it just makes your food pop. I mean, I kid you not, the flavors are incredible. So kind of my tip for today. Like I said, reason I'm thinking about it is because I'm making it for the expo this weekend, and I'm going to be handing some of this stuff out during my talks and everything. Making sauerkraut is very easy. Grandma taught me when I was a teen. I have her sandstone crock. Yeah, super, super easy to make. A lot of fermented stuff is easy to make, and especially if you have one of those crock pots and everything. But that's what I'm doing, is getting ready for the show and dehydrating a bunch of stuff. Probably not going to be a show tomorrow. Excuse me. Allergies. We got things are starting to blossom here, and I forget what pear tree. It's not native here, but it seems like it grows like crazy. but these pear trees are blooming right now, and so kind of feeling the allergies on them. So I apologize for coughing so much, but yeah, making this for the show and can't wait to see everybody and meet everyone and everything. So I'm super excited about that. But that's it. That's today's show. Dehydrated sauerkraut. Give this stuff a try. French fries. Oh my goodness. French fries. Wonderful. So that's everything, folks. Raymond Moore, Kilt Prepper, Coffee with Ray. We'll see you. Goodbye. God bless. And kilt on.